Instead of going over here and trying to talk to this girl who probably ain't going to receive me, I'd rather just go hang out with the fellas and have a good time.
You can buy $30K for a car, you can pay $30K for.
You can go get a job, right?
I could, but I'm not going to.
But man, where are they? You're hiding.
How long have you been single?
3 years.
If he don't call you, you don't call him. We got into the point in dating where we want the men to do everything.
See, but when I'm done with porn, I will reclaim my virginity.
Complaint is that going out on dates with women is now going to be harder for you. That doesn't sound like the most privileged thing.
Hey guys, welcome back to Motor Life. Now, before I get into this video, I ask that you like, comment, subscribe. Also, smash that notification bell just to be sure you get on my videos as soon as I release them. Let's get right into this.
Men sometimes experience rejection fatigue after years of going for what they want and continuously being denied, which leaves them less likely to approach women going forward. And unfortunately for women who are not comfortable shooting their shot, that means they get passed up and overlooked because that man is waiting for someone to give him the green light. He may be interested in you, but he needs to know that it's okay to approach you, that you are welcoming of his advances and his intentions. Otherwise, he'd probably rather preserve his energy for something that's really going to be rewarding, not someone, hear me, something. Instead of going over here and trying to talk to this girl who probably ain't going to receive me, I'd rather just go hang out with the fellas and have a good time. Get my tank filled up with my boys than trying to find someone else who's going to fill my love tank on the relationship side. You understand? So there's levels to it, but at some point you got to get comfortable shooting your shot. And again, that only means letting him know that you're interested and open and you welcome his intentions or his pursuit or advances. Okay, that's it. And this whole being chosen thing, that's a whole different conversation that we can say for another day, but I'll say this before I let you go. Being chosen isn't about who initiates the conversation. Oh, being chosen is we're a little farther down the line, and it's the intentional, continuous, deliberate effort someone makes to choose you daily because they recognize your value and desire you. But anyway, more on that later.
Oh no. We covered this yesterday. Women will have to start making some sort of advance because men are getting more and more scared. I can't help it. Like me, myself, I'm talking about me. I'm married, but I can't help it that the Me Too movement killed dating. And the way women are nowadays killed it. And guess who has to fix it? You ladies. You're the ladies that want the men. Men are fine. You said it yourself. Men are fine hanging out with the boys or even being by themselves or being a loner. I got used to it. And men are getting used to it. Men would rather get used to it than go through headaches.
If you can buy $30K for a car, you can pay $30K for me.
That's the least amount of my money? The least?
No, obviously, it can be what? A payment plan? I'm done with the payment plan.
Can you do like a down payment?
Obviously, yeah.
Or for things like that. This is happening too. Oh, 30,000. Yeah, you can pay 30,000. What? Huh?
You ladies are always asking me, how do you tell if he's a provider? Being a provider is not about how much money a guy makes, it's about his mindset and wanting to provide for a woman, which makes it easier for her to show up in her feminine energy. This is the first question that you can ask him. If he says something like equals or men and women should be the same, he's probably not a provider. This is the second question you can ask him. Whether you want to be a stay-at-home mom or not, it's going to give you insight as to how he sees men and women in relationships. This is the third question that you can ask him. If he says anything like independent, strong, badass, he's probably not a provider. But if he says nurturing, feminine, soft, he's more likely to be provider-minded. If you want to date intentionally and attract a high-value man, check out this link here.
Look at her trying to sell courses, but still. And that idea too, and that mindset is what leaves a lot of women single. Men aren't sitting around saying, oh yeah, she's going to see if I'm a provider. Men have stepped out of that simp zone. It's late in the game now.
back in the days, most of the time, you would wait for someone to make the first move. It might be on the first date, it might be the third date, whatever. It could be the man, it could be the woman. But now, all my friends have noticed that the man has stopped making the first move.
We do not care.
All my girlfriends are like, they're waiting. It's the third date, fourth date, a week later. He hasn't gone in for the kiss. He doesn't do any touching or anything. And I've asked my dude friends that are single, and they are like, you don't know where a woman's gonna go with that story anymore. I ain't touching nobody. And it sucks because the Me Too movement is so strong and so powerful for the people that need it, but it shouldn't ruin the maturity that we should have within intimacy and relationships.
What do you do for a living?
I don't work.
So what do you do during the day?
Nothing.
You don't want to work?
No.
So you're just living off of his child support?
I am. And we live with our mother.
And you're proud of that?
Well, we were living with him, and I was a stay-at-home mom. He made the income.
But you can work now, right?
I can, but...
No, but you can go get a job, right?
I could, but I'm not going to. My rent's free. My food is free. My mom's the homeowner. We don't have to pay nothing.
You are lazy, faulty, and...
Who covers health insurance?
I do.
What I'm going to do is give you credit, actually. Bring your child support down.
Down?
Monthly, yes, slightly. It's still expensive. $1,093 a month.
That's it?
Well, it would be more if you get a job.
He would pay more if I got a job?
No, it would be more for the child if you got a job.
Gotcha. Lazy! You heard her? That's the state of the modern woman brain today.
We need to normalize saying that you just want a casual relationship, because here's the thing, here's the problem. So many people want the benefits of being in a relationship, but the freedom of being single. Like, newsflash, yes, there are a lot of benefits to having, like, a partner, but also there are downsides. You will have to compromise. You will sometimes have to go to restaurants that you don't want to go to, concerts that you have no interest in. That's just a part of it. You will overall have to do things that you wouldn't have to do if you were single. That's the problem these days. So many people want all of the benefits, but are not willing to hold up their end of the bargain. For those reasons, I think it is so much more respectable to say, like, hey, I'm just looking for something casual right now. I am not ready to be in a relationship, than it is to say that you're ready to be in a relationship and actually not have the mindset of being in a relationship at all.
Sorry, I had to go to volleyball, but what I was saying that is I think we should commend people for being honest with themselves and other people that they are not ready to be in a relationship. And no, I'm not talking about myself. I myself am ready for something more serious. That being said, I would not judge someone for being upfront that they are not.
Chad wrapped my world. He has to settle now. I'm going to make him settle. Like, they don't realize, all of them, even yesterday, I reacted to a video like that. That's who you're talking about. Probably not. Maybe not. But still, come on now. We already know the state of the dating game today. We know the state of it. So who are you with that's casual dating, that's just smashing? Who is doing that? The guy that you want, probably, most likely, every woman wants. Get it? Y'all still don't get it?
If you are single and you are terrified that you are going to end up alone forever, then I have a message for you. Knock it off. There is no benefit to what you're doing. There is no...
All right, I got to stop that. I think this message, she's talking to herself. She made this video for herself to knock it off. So she's giving herself confidence.
No benefit to engaging in this fear. Actually, there is a benefit, or at least your mind has tricked you into thinking that there is. The benefit is that it gives you some sense of control over the outcome. Like, if you carry this fear that you're going to end up alone and you do end up alone, then at least there's a comfort in knowing that you always knew what was going to happen. Other than that, there's no benefit. Instead, you're making yourself crazy and you're creating a self-fulfilling prophecy for yourself. Because pretty much any decision you make based on fear is usually the wrong one. So how this plays out is, a guy shows some interest in you. Maybe you see some red flags, but you ignore them because you're terrified that you're going to end up alone. So you date this guy who you had no business dating in the first place. The relationship doesn't work out because of whatever red flags, or he's emotionally unavailable, or whatever the case may be. And then you use that as more proof to the fact, to your original thesis, which is that you are going to end up alone. That fear continues. You end up dating guys that you otherwise wouldn't have dated, and the cycle continues. You can't possibly predict which way your life is going to go. So why waste your time, your energy, your youth by feeding into a fear that doesn't serve you, that brings out the worst in you, that activates your anxieties, your insecurities, that leads you to make the wrong decisions. Why do that to yourself? And let me ask you, if I told you that you were going to meet your soulmate within the next 6 months, how would you act? How would you behave? How would you show up on a date? I imagine that you would be confident, that you would feel calm, you would feel at ease. If it didn't work out with a guy that you went out with, you'd be like, oh, whatever, I know that my soulmate's coming.
It's delusional.
So why can't you do that in your life? Why can't you? Think about it. I hope this was helpful. Make sure to tap that plus sign and follow me for more. And stop worrying so much. Everything's going to be fine.
See, so she's trying to tell a group of women, because you know what's going to happen. A group of women are going to see that and say, I got to sign up for her class. That's what she's pushing for. Has to be. Because think about it. Imagine a woman, 35, 40 years old, who's been struggling for 4 or 5 years. They're going to be like that. I understand. I'm a woman. My eggs about to run dry. No guy wants me, and I wasted all my good years. I'm talking about slanging and banging all the random chats, because all of y'all are doing it. Yes, women are gonna worry.
The good men, where are they? I keep seeing that video. They're hiding. All of your videos of, screaming and saying how much you hate men and your icks because I don't know they breathe. They just decided they're going to be hiding for a while. They're done. They're taking a vacation from women. They're probably at home. If they're not at work, they're at home. And they're just watching TikToks of women horrified, being very, very happy that they made their choice to just be single and choose peace over crazy toxicity. Oh, and where are the good women? They're at home too. Yeah, they're at home looking like this. And all the other girls, they're out at the club, they're at the bar, dating the same 6'3" guy that's probably texting all of them. He has multiple girlfriends, and all the good people, we're at home on Reddit, probably going down a deep rabbit hole we shouldn't, scaring ourselves about the world, and just scrolling through our phones looking like this.
See, that's one of the girls right there. And she's on the good end, but she knows the game, all dealing with the same 6'3" chat. She just broke down the woman before that, just like I did. And she broke down all of you guys at home, right? Because she did. Guys, woman talking about they have the icks and the bear, they choose the bear. She's real and she's home alone, but we don't know. You could be selling a dream right now, right? Come on, y'all. I know somebody hears me. Because woman, I don't know, she seems kind of legit, but you know how these simp catchers are. You know how they got dream catchers? They got simp catchers too out there. And she could be one of them.
Let's go see what else we have. Why did you pop your balloon today?
Well, when I was looking at the balloon, it sort of looked just like you, just expanded big. I don't want that in my life. I'm sorry.
Why did you pick up?
Big.
You see when he said that? He said the balloon just expanded big, and I don't want that in my life. And the guy looked at him like, but you fat. I had a friend like that. My friend was just like that and didn't want no big woman. Why would he? He can't handle a big woman. She's kind of chubby. Play on player.
I called this trend years ago. People are doing a mass exodus off of dating apps. It is the worst. I got off apps and I've actually started being approached in public. And this woman says she thinks men are over it too.
Cap, not men are over dating apps because they are. They've been over dating apps. But she was approached. She's lying. She wasn't approached. Because women are getting off the dating apps and they're realizing guys are not approaching. That's the issue nowadays. Let me get off the dating app. Oh, men aren't approaching me here either. They're having all their dating events. I just did a video on it. They're having all their dating events and men aren't showing up. Some of them do decent, but yeah, it's slim pickings out here.
I'm Lisa, the love coach. Let's get into it. We are going to talk about being open and in a receiving energy so that when you go anywhere in public, it's fair game. You're going to put out that alarm, that I am ready to meet my match. I am ready to call in somebody extraordinary. And then you're just going to be open and happy and joyous in your own life.
All right, I gotta stop her right here. Now, do any of y'all remember her? She made the video pleading for passport bros not to go over to like Philippines and Thailand and Brazil and everywhere else we go, and to get with her girlfriends. So I know some single women. Nobody want those old single women, and I gotta be real. And then she's old herself, and the way she's talking like this is this is 1990s. That's how she's talking. She's outdated. She has no clue. The same reason why she made that video. Oh yeah, passport bros, don't leave. I have some friends here. Man, I gotta find that clip. I'm telling my wife, babe, if you will find that clip.
Now look at this. Here's a question for the passport bros. Are you guys just full on no women from the West at all anymore, ever? Or are you open to a certain type of unicorn woman of the West that you believe doesn't exist, but she does? And what would those qualities be? Comment below. The ladies want to know, because there are a lot of us women out there who are in good shape. We're older. We cook. We can maintain a home. We could be a total partner in a team. We are not going to extort any money from you. We just want partnership, companionship, relationship, friendship, respect, mutual, good physical life. And so, I don't know. I think a lot of people are going the passport route when love can be right in their backyard.
That's another reason why body count matters, because it's an evo-psych reason, evolutionary psychology. If a woman has 10 husbands and she's sleeping with all of them, who's the father? You don't know. In the past anyways. Throughout all of human history, now you can take a DNA test, and in some countries, it's actually in France, legal to get a paternity test in France, because apparently, according to the French authorities or something, it would be too destructive to society, because men would realize that they were cucked, there was infidelity, and that the kid's not theirs. And that's a real fear for men, to raise a child that you think is yours. Women can't really relate to this one, because if you have a kid, you know with certainty the kid is yours. Well, you laugh, but it is a genuine, real fear. It's in our gut. If a woman, evolutionary psychology is repulsive.
Yeah, yes it is.
Guys be like, I miss her so much. Baby, what do you miss? The days you always had to pay for? Your bank account always being empty? Or all the lies she told you? Forget her. You deserve better.
Word.
Okay, so, how long have you been single?
3 years.
And you're over 30?
Next question.
Okay, well, behind this door, we have the man of your dreams. All you have to do is spin the wheel and land on red.
Man, that of course that wasn't real, but that's just how it be when women hit 30. Like you see that bad shit. You know, it's a perfect example because that woman is bodacious, and that's how they be too. I'm not gonna say all modern women are trash. Some of them, you know, those be the ones. They be bodacious, boom, pow, pow, and when they in their 20s, just boom, boom. It's for you. It's for you. It's for you. It's for you. And then they racked up a whole bunch of bodies and try to pair bond and do this at 30. It's not going to work. You're going to be wondering why you're looking for the next guy so fast. You're going to be wondering why. Well, you won't know why, but the guy's going to notice why. I've been with a woman before. I got to tell you guys this. And I seen the multiple personalities from the bodies they got. You can see it. When you experience enough, you can see it. You can see little changes in the attitude. Guys know what I'm talking about. You see the multiple personalities. And coming from the land of the modern woman, could you imagine? Man, the things I've seen.
Some of y'all women are going to end up being single forever. I just came across this video of a woman and she was like, if he don't call you, you don't call him. If he don't text you, you don't text him. And when he do text you, keep it brief. Don't send any emojis. All this stuff. And I'm like, have we gotten to the point in dating where we want the men to do everything? Of course he's not going to call and text you. If you don't call and text him, he thinks you're not interested. Like, y'all have to really discern whose advice to listen to and whose videos you need to keep on scrolling by. Because if you listen to what some of these people on this app are saying, you're going to end up alone.
That's happening now.
This is why the communication in dating is so bad, because the woman feels like, oh, he should be reaching out, he should be blowing my phone up. And the guy is like, well, I'm tired of blowing her phone up. She needs to call and text me. And neither of y'all are going to communicate. Does that make any sense? I think in any healthy relationship, romantic, platonic, there has to be a healthy form of communication. Both parties have to play their part.
And this is the issue. It's not enough of them like this left. You see them from time to time. They come through on TikTok. They have sense. You can tell when they say things like that. Like, you know, if you want a guy to just call you all the time, she's the kind of woman that would call you. They say, I miss my man. Let me call him.
And it takes two to tango.
And that's what guys need. Reciprocation. That's what it takes. But it takes a woman like that. But it's not enough of them left. And that's why guys are thinking and find a woman that's for me. And I knew this for a long time. Like I told you guys, many guys know my story. I come from the land of the modern woman. I come from New York, you know, and I've been in the Philippines for a long time now. Married. I've been married going on 10 years in the Philippines. And while guys are still talking about modern woman this and modern woman that, I knew at a young age, I had to relocate myself to be able to take over my future. So when I hit my 40s, I was ready. It's weird. I kind of knew how my mom would go. I knew I would be in my dominant age at 40. And so I put myself in that position. So when I hit 40, it's like, boom. I left at 32. No, I'm wrong. I left at 34. I'm 43 now.
Said, wait a minute.
What's going on? What's going on?
What? Man, it's crazy what someone be doing to their face.
What's your body count?
50, but when I'm done with porn, I will reclaim my virginity and go
You can't make this up.
from there.
Wait.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Wait,
Some
50,
nonsense.
So 50?
50.
But then when you quit porn, you're
Yeah. I'll go back to 0.
You're so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
So you'll be a born-again virgin?
Just a born-again girl with 100 body count?
Yeah.
150?
Yeah.
200?
Yeah.
I think she's trolling.
500?
I don't think it's gonna get up that high. I'm not
How many
gonna do it
bodies do you think you'll have by the time you retire?
By 25, probably like 300.
Brother, disgusting. She's gonna have no soul. Literally, her soul, her insides are gonna be, her soul's gonna be wiped out. That's what's gonna happen to her. Disgusting.
Saw a video the other day. A girl's like, men are afraid to come up to us. They're not afraid to come up to you. I mean, maybe some feel a little insecure, but by and large, they're just like, I don't need this aggravation today. I don't need some diva aggravation today, because more often than not, what do? Nasty, like a little attitude, puckered lips. You know the puckered lip. They're tired. They're tired. They're tired of getting made fun of. They're tired of being, abused. They're tired of getting, oh, I'm a meme now. Because why? Because I looked your way for 2 seconds in the gym?
Yeah, that's what's happening. Man, I forgot about the gym too. Yeah, everywhere guys are going. It's even happening in other countries too. You catch it sometimes. I remember I went to a gym out in the Philippines. This happens everywhere. Modern woman everywhere. And the woman, because I gazed her way one time, and then she thought I was all into her, right? So that she goes around the guys that works there, and she tried to make like she was some hot stuff. And the situation kind of got set up to where I was there, and all of the guys were there too. I felt the energy. When you feel that modern woman energy, I felt it. No attention. You know what the guys did? The guys looked at me, looked at her, saw her propping herself up in front of me, and looked at her like, I don't see nothing. There's nothing there.
Not interested.
That guy's not paying no attention to you. It's everywhere.
What's the most simp thing that a guy has done for you?
Oh, I'm going to New York on Monday with a guy that I barely know, and he got us the helicopter ride for 45 minutes over New York, and I barely talked to him.
You a simp! Is there any chance something happens?
He's really nice. I'm trying, but I'm not. I've literally I'm trying. Okay, you want to do that for me, cool. But honestly,
I'm not gonna.
I don't trust men.
Stop the cap. Why don't you trust men?
My ex,
What?
my friends, everybody I know.
Was your ex like a thug or like a she dude or what was?
He's a felon, but he's also 10 years older than me.
You can't make. Y'all heard it. So in 2024, y'all still going for felons?
No, not anymore. I'm good. The new guy, he does therapy.
Would y'all ever give a nerdy guy a chance?
Yes, that he is.
You not f***ing with him though. You just said that.
Okay, but I might after.
After a whole helicopter ride around New York?
Yeah.
We must stay focused, brothers. We must stay focused.
She's not gonna give that guy the time of day, and he's about to spend the helicopter ride. Definitely went up in price, because about 20 years ago when I was looking at it, it was like 1,000 or something like that. Tell me if I'm wrong, y'all. But I don't know. Did it go up in price? Let me check. Yeah, guys. So I was wrong, actually. It's kind of affordable. And she's tripping. That's not even a lot. Like a helicopter tour is like $224. Yeah, that's not that much money, I guess.
So apparently single men are starting to become afraid to approach women in real life because they don't want to be viewed as creepy. Around 53% according to this one study. And I just really think that is not enough. Run the percentage up. Run the percentage up. This is not a bad thing. This is not a bad thing, and I'm going to tell you why. A man being concerned about being viewed as creepy while approaching a woman shows an awareness of the reality of violence that women face when they're approached by men, when they deal with men, when they're...
Yeah, and that's why guys aren't approaching women anymore. I don't know if you know that. Women are complaining about it. I don't know. You've been living under a rock. But let me let you continue.
And when they're talked to by men, when they're harassed by men, cackled by men, etc.
How? See, and now that's the thing. You just said they're being cackled. How are they being cackled? When you just said men are not talking to women. Who's cackling them?
And he does not want to be a part of said reality. There is literally nothing negative about men starting to be hyper aware of how they're interacting with women. There's no negative to that because it's been on the other end of the spectrum for so long, right? Like men have been so used to women being at their disposal and their availability whenever they want to, right? That now some men see it as a slight that, oh my God, I have to worry about being viewed as a creep. You have to worry about being viewed as a creep while we have to worry about death. This is not a slight to you if you are concerned about being viewed as creepy. You should be. You should be thinking, how am I going to approach this woman in a way that is not going to scare her, that is not going to creep her out or freak her out or make her feel like I am dangerous. You should absolutely be thinking that. And then for the men that are like, well, how am I supposed to date women now? Oh my gosh, how am I supposed to go on dates? Do you hear yourself? Your complaint is that going out on dates with women is now going to be harder for you. That doesn't sound like the most privileged thing. Being harder for y'all to approach us is not oppression. That is not a slight to you. That is a byproduct of the violence that we have to deal with and face. It's a byproduct of all these other men in the world that make that so difficult. A black woman and girl was killed every 6 hours in 2020. Around 81% of women in general deal with sexual harassment. Women get killed for saying no to men on the street. Until those statistics and statistics like it stop, we have a right to not be sure if you as a man approaching us is going to be one of those men. And you need to start thinking about your behavior and making sure you do not become one of those men or come off as one of those men. This is not a negative thing. A lot of y'all need to be concerned about being viewed as a creep.
Man, one of those. She's one of those feminist numbers pushers, pushing numbers from like 1990 something. Because men aren't even talking to women nowadays. And it's because of women like you.
Are a lot of single mothers who go after weak men. A lot of women will tell you all day, oh, being a stepdaddy is honorable. They know damn well that man ain't gonna get nothing out of it. They know damn well that they can up and leave, take half of his income, get alimony. Depending on if they are able to swindle him into legally adopting the children, they can put him on child support. In certain states, you don't even have to have the man legally adopt him. If you can prove that he played a father figure role, you can put that man on child support. When men decide to take on responsibilities that are not theirs, they're taking a very big risk. I do not see how it's worth it. Women are usually the ones that leave the relationships. Imagine getting into a relationship with a woman, she got a child, you become attached to the child, then she up and leave, knowing you got an attachment to that child, and then she look at you and say, you're not your kid no way. Women do it all the time. A lot of women do it, and they don't have no problem doing it.
So true.
So, some men with clearly very fragile egos have reported my video for hate speech. In the video, I literally said that you're better than women, so confused by this. Maybe they didn't like the sarcasm when I said that I only have a boyfriend to open jam jars for me, so I don't think that one went down very well. Honestly though, it's embarrassing that this article even existed in the first place, let alone the fact that I talk about the article and then it gets taken down for hate speech, so...
She's mad. You're gonna see later that the article says 10 reasons why men are better than women. She's mad at that. Watch, you're gonna see.
We live in a misogynistic society, and...
You see right there? We live in a misogynistic society? That's the anger right there.
Here's an example of that.
And this is why guys have stopped playing ball. Because guys have risen up, became smart, and we all realize it's definitely more to life than dealing with women like that.